Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a Bible study with me. This was super cool to film. I hope you enjoy it. Let's just get straight into the video now. Okay, so open up your Bible to Genesis 22. It says, "Sometime later, God tested Abraham. He said to him, 'Abraham.' 'Here I am,' he replied. Then God said, 'Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain. I will show you.' Early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw this place in the distance. He said to his servants, 'Stay here with the donkey while I and the boy go over there. We will worship, and then we will come back to you.' Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac, and he himself carried the fire and the knife. As the 2 of them went on together, Isaac spoke up and said to his father Abraham, 'Father?' 'Yes, my son,' Abraham replied. 'The fire and wood are here,' Isaac said, 'but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?' Abraham answered, 'God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son.' And the 2 of them went on together. When they reached the place God had told him about, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Then he reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, 'Abraham, Abraham!' 'I am here,' he replied. 'Do not lay a hand on the boy,' he said. 'Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son.' Abraham looked up, and there is a thicket of a ram caught by its horns. He went over and took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called that place, 'The Lord will provide.' And to this day it is said, 'On the mountain the Lord it will be provided.' The angel the Lord called Abraham from heaven a second time and said, 'I swear by myself, declares the Lord, but because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities and their enemies, and though your offspring, all nations on earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed me.' Then Abraham returned to his servants, and they set off together for Beersheba, and Abraham stayed in Beersheba. So here I'm just highlighting what I find important personally. So I'd like if you could do that. It doesn't matter how it ends up looking. Sometimes that's what I get kind of too focused on. But I think only worry about what God is telling you and what you think is really important in this passage. That's normally the things that I like to highlight. So here, that is just what I'm doing. I'm highlighting the things that I found important in this passage. So yeah. So this is just what the highlighting looks like. I use, I don't even know what it's called right now. It's kind of like a colored pencil, but it's a highlighter for Bibles, and it's really helpful. Also, with the whole highlighting thing, I really suggest using a lighter color, because I have used a darker color before and you can barely see the words. So yeah, or just do it really lightly. So yeah, next I really want to reflect off of what we just read. So I'm just writing down a prayer in this journal I have. So it doesn't really matter how your prayer looks like or like what it looks like. It's just about how you feel, and you don't have to use fancy letters or have good handwriting. Like I don't have good handwriting. I think it doesn't matter in the end really what it looks like. It's just about what you're saying and the message that it brings. And the only one who's gonna see it is God. The only one who cares about it, obviously, is God. Well, other people care about it, but that's not the point. So here I'm just writing out a prayer, which I will not say because, like I was saying, that is personal and between God and I. But yeah, so just you can write out your prayers, or I normally am not very good at writing out prayers. It's just it comes harder to me than naturally, so I prefer just saying it in my head or out loud, because I don't know, that way it just feels a lot more real and normal. So yeah, just do what feels best for you. But that is the next step, just writing down a prayer or saying a prayer that really, that you kind of, I don't know what the word is, that like you feel after reading that passage. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. So yeah. Okay, for this next step, it's basically just writing out what you took away from the passage, and yeah, just your interpretation of it and how you think people feel, and just really getting into that. So here's what I said. Abraham loved his son, his only son. What God wanted him to do must have been shocking news, because he finally got a son, and now God wanted him to be sacrificed. But the kind of faith Abraham had is admirable. When he answers his son's question by saying, "The Lord will provide," what happened shortly after the angel spoke to him, this was proved to be true by the ram they had seen. Going back to when I said this was Abraham's son, for all he knew, was going to die, just like God's only son, Jesus. So yeah, it doesn't have to be anything long or formal, just like how you feel in the moment, what you really think you're being told in this passage. Like, obviously mine wasn't formal or anything. Yeah, so that's the next step. Just it doesn't have to be formal, it doesn't have to be pretty. Like, I couldn't even read my own handwriting. So yeah, just do what you think is right. Just, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm overthinking what I'm saying. I really hope this video helps you start reading the Bible. I personally want to get better at it. Also, I'd like to mention that I have allergies right now, and that's why I sound young.